Crowd of boys, peace. What's good with you boys out there? I come to talk to you boys today about semen retention and the sacral chakra, the sacral chakra. And in the previous audio I just dropped, I talked about the root chakra. Now we're going to move on to the second chakra in your chakra system, which is the sacral chakra. And this is located in your lower abdomen. This sacral chakra is represented by the color orange. It's a vibrant color. If you're familiar with your chakra systems and the colors, try to connect with the color. Wear some orange to connect with the color. And the same thing as you move up, or try to unblock or unlock your chakra systems. Try to connect with the colors. Try to get connected, and understand that connecting with these things around us make us full of this energy. It's the energy that we have within us. All right. Also, it's connected to being that it's in your abdomen. If you boys are out there going to the gym, you're working out, core workouts, do ab workouts. This is also a way to activate and unblock your sacral chakra. Doing some ab workouts, doing some core workouts, working on your legs too. Your legs are more for your root chakra, because that's your foundation. But as you move up, you still want to do those the same routine. And of course, I mentioned the yoga. Yoga is the practice that for all your chakra systems they recommend yoga. Deep breathing exercises to let the energy and air flow through your body. But with this sacral chakra is also connected to water. And I'll speak a little bit more further on the water aspect, connecting to water regarding this sacral chakra specifically. But the sacral chakra, it is the energy center for the vital life force energy, which is the energy of circulation. So, as I spoke on in the previous audio about the root chakra, and that's where your life force energy is basically stored and dwelling. It's not dwelling in that place, but it's stored there for that time being until it gets built up and activated, where it's able to rise up. Right? This is the root chakra is the foundation of that. So that is the seed. Now to circulate that, to activate and use it to activate your next chakra system, to give it some light, you have to circulate that energy. So once again, imagine that root chakra is lit up red, and as it begins to fill up and as the energy begins to rise, now this orange circle around your lower abdomen is beginning to fill up, and it begins to circulate as it lightens up. So that's where that energy rises up for us men who are retaining our life force. Energy is raising up through our spine, and it is lighting up that first chakra, now that second chakra, as it rises up. And that is circulation at that point. And now it's circulating between those two chakras of the root chakra and your sacral chakra. Alright? This energy assists in letting go and accepting change, transformation in life. That's why we talk about transmutation on the semen retention journey. That's why we transform ourselves in this semen retention journey. The further you go, the longer you stick this out, and the quicker that you're trying to get to these results. You do these practices, you implement, exercise, you implement, these tidbits and gems that I'm giving you boys. When you implement this will speed up your semen retention process. Once again, if you're on it and you're doing these practices and you're staying consistent, a long streak, counting days shouldn't matter, because you're going to be getting this energy and you're going to be filled with life force energy much quicker when you're on these practices. The sacral chakra is said to be the dwelling place of self. So, I misspoke a little bit, but I corrected myself about the root chakra being the dwelling place. That's just the foundation. I corrected myself. The root chakra is the foundation, but now this life force energy is said to be uh, the dwelling place of the life force energy. But this is where this place you find yourself. It is called our dwelling place because it is the chakra where human beings are settled in their minds, thoughts, and awareness. This supports the personal growth and exploration of sexuality, desires, and creativity. Now dig this, right? Your personal growth is self, and that's why we practice self-love and self-care. We aren't selfish, but we do a lot of things for self. We put ourselves first. Once when we come to this realization on being on seeing retention, all right. Um, the exploration of sexuality, desires, and creativity. This jumps back into your root chakra. What is on your foundation? What is your foundation of being on the seeing retention? If you have the same desires, and once again, if you're um, trying to find a crack where you can get some type of pleasure by edging or having sex, non-ejaculatory sex, um, that's also a method of retaining your seed, having sex without releasing. um, those are options to explore. But if that's at your base, if you're starting this journey out and you're trying to raise your kundalini, you have to not be indulged in those desires and those, those type of activities, because you want to build yourself up and you want to raise your kundalini. So you want to do it in the purest form and make sure that your foundation is rooted in something that's going to withstand you and you're able to go on a long street. Now, that's not to say you aren't embracing your sexuality, that you don't have desires, like you shouldn't have any desires. What it is that you're transmuting this energy into something different. You're using your sexual energy to transmute it. That's why this is the chakra for transformation. You're using it and applying it to something else in your life. This is personal growth. So you have to do away with those ways of getting your sexual energy out and put it into something else. You dig what I'm saying? This is key that you understand that, and that your mindset. It talks about having a settled mind when you're at this point and you have this energy and you're tapping into it. Use your creative mind to tap into something else outside of sex or getting pleasure or releasing your life force energy, because releasing ultimately isn't going to raise your kundalini and you're not going to get the full benefits of whatever you're trying to do on this path. All right. Its function, the sacral chakra, its function awakens the power of creation. This allows a person to discover the power of choice and create intimate relationships, true friendships, people who aren't just trying to suck your energy away from you, people who just don't want to have a fling or just fuck. You dig what I'm saying? Like, this is about really honing in on your sexual energy. And if you are entertaining relationships or trying to build relationships, um, once again, that's your personal choice. You have that choice to make. If you don't want to be bothered with people. And when I talk about relationships too, I'm talking about friends, close friends, people who may not be on the same path but can also be a detriment to your journey and your path because of the environment you may have to subject yourself to be around this person, or this person subjecting you to an environment that you don't want to be around. You have to analyze what people and what type of relationships that you have in your life and how they benefit you. Once again, this is about self. This is discovering yourself. You're connecting and you're trying to find out more about self. This allows a person to discover the power and choice and create intimate relationships. All right. This promotes also emotional well-being. Sex is a very emotional act. It's very, depending on the person that you're having it with, it can be very passionate. If it's just somebody that you just fucking on, it's just for pleasure. There's no real feelings and emotions there. I know, especially for us men, um, I've been at that place where I've had no emotional attachment to certain women that I had sex with, and thinking back on it, just getting the pleasure, like, it wasn't ultimately too satisfying, because there wasn't no real purpose on it, but just getting the pleasure and releasing, saying, we had sex, so I got the hit. You dig what I'm saying? So when you're on this type of level, now it means more because you're not just wasting your seed. You're holding on to something that's really building you up. This is your life force energy. So mentally, you're taking it more serious. I hope that you're taking it more serious. Um, but now your emotions, though, as a man, and when we start to embrace ourselves and gain this masculine energy, and we're holding on to our life force energy, what builds up our masculine energy, we have an emotional well-being about ourselves. Our intent isn't, especially when we talk to women, our intent isn't, I'm gonna try to, say slick stuff just to get in with her, so that way she could give it up. Yeah, that's simping. I don't like using that term because I don't like to promote, that red pill culture. But that is a form of simping, just saying to get pleasure. You know what I mean? Saying whatever to a woman to get pleasure, doing anything to get pleasure. Um, on this journey, we're not about that. Um, and that's our emotional state. We're not worried about sex. So if we do compliment a woman, it's coming from a place of being genuine. I don't want nothing in return from you. I'm not trying to, say things to get in any woman's good graces. But if a woman is beautiful and I'm dealing with her, I'm gonna let her know, she's looking good. And I'm also let her know when she's looking bad too. You dig what I'm saying? If we vibing like that, if we close like that, we should be able to, play around with each other, joke, but also, tell people the truth. And that's what a lot of people are afraid of. If you're dealing with a female and her makeup look all messed up or whatever, don't be worried about her and the feelings. They're emotional beings, so you got to cater to her emotions. And this is if you're dealing with a female. I'm just saying this in context, but complimenting, but also telling the truth. When she's looking hit, she looking bad, let her know. She'll respect you more for it. That you want your woman around you looking a certain way, and she should be able to tell you the same thing too, without you taking it personal. You taking it for what it is. Um, but when you're at that state of emotional well-being and you're balanced and you have that foundation, like you're secure in yourself, man, listen, like you're at a good place. And this is what this chakra helps you do when it's active. Blockages at this point when you're in the chakra, once again, this has to do with the root. If your foundation is shaky, then this chakra is definitely going to be shaky. You dig what I'm saying? It's going to blockages lacking creativity and discipline. And this discipline on semen retention, as you boys know, is a tough one, especially first starting out. So, you got to have that foundation, my boys. If not, like I said, man, in this chakra, your discipline is going to be shaky. And that's how you know this is blocked, as well as having an addiction to sensory pleasures. And this can lead to feeling emotionally unstable, right back into it with your emotions. Now, your emotion, you may feel anxiety, fear. You start to dip back down into that root chakra, and you go back down to your foundation. You did what I'm saying, and now you got to reconstruct some things all the way back from the bottom when this chakra is blocked. Um, yeah, lacking creativity and discipline. Um, and then some signs you can notice that in the physical where you are blocked, that is extreme mood swings, your emotions, um, dissatisfaction with life, addictive behaviors, such as drinking, smoking, um, things like that. If you're doing it obsessively, even eating, if you're doing it obsessively, that can be a blockage. Any addictions can be a blockage for that. feeling disconnected from the world, intense displays of affection, and uncontrollable sexual urges and sensory desires. So, if some of these signs sound familiar to you, especially in the past when you were fapping or, releasing, masturbating, whatever, um, you know, those are signs that you were blocked up. Your lower chakras were blocked up, or they are blocked up. You can unblock these, you can unblock the chakra, the sacral chakra, by exercise, core workouts, as I mentioned before, yoga, the meditation. But on this level with meditation, when you're at the sacral chakra, use your creative mind more and your imagination. Use your creativity and your imagination. So really try to go deeper into it. And what I like to do when I meditate is, and especially when I try to focus on my chakras and my energy systems, I focus on one chakra at a time. I just envision one chakra at a time. And the energy and the colors, like I mentioned before, starting at the base of my spine where the root chakra is at, the very bottom, which is your pelvic area. And then imagine that getting filled with the energy that I'm holding on to, and it lighting up, everything just lighting up, from the red, and then, as we speak on the sacral chakra, orange. I envision it now, that one lighting up, or, little sparks. Like I get real, I get real creative with it, where like it starts to spark up, light up, and stuff like that. And then the next color comes on and fills up, and then so on and so forth. I'm going to continue to drop more audios on the other chakras as we, move along, so that way y'all get the full information on it. But that's what I like to do as far as meditation, especially when I'm trying to focus on the chakras and transmute energy. So yeah, use your imagination, my boys. Practicing affirmations can reprogram the subconscious with a positive mindset and raise energy vibrations. So you take that too into your meditations too. Say your affirmations. Whatever you like to say, whatever you truly desire, affirm it. Go into that meditation with that same, mindset, and that raises your energy. That improves your mood too. The sacral chakra, last, I'm gonna speak on, is the sacral chakra being the element of water. As I spoke on before, try to connect with the elements, the colors of these chakras, one at a time. When you're first starting out, I'm starting the practice over again. That's why, tap back into going over the chakra system again, just to reboot myself, just to, raise this energy the right way. But yeah, this element connecting to water, and if this sounds familiar on your semen retention journey, listen in, all right? You connect with water by drinking a lot of water, staying hydrated. And the main element, or the main thing that you should be doing, is drinking a lot of water on this journey. All right, it flushes you out, it flushes your system, it cleans your system. Once again, you stay hydrated, you're taking care of self. Your skin becomes crazy clear when you drink a lot of water. But also connecting with water and its elements in the universe is going to a lake or a creek where water is naturally flowing. And the same thing, like the tree, for the root, touch the water there, put your feet in it. If you want to chill out, if the lake seems clean, or or the creek is clean enough, go in there, take a swim. You dig what I'm saying? Pools and stuff like that, you got the chlorine and the sitting water. You want to go to natural water. And if you don't want to get wet and stuff like that and get in the water or whatever, I recommend touching it, at least touching the water, getting on your hands, washing your hands with it. Like I said, depending on where you at, where you live at, if you can't get near natural water, cold showers. Sound familiar? and this was something, that I did my research on when they say, connect with water. But if you can't get to natural water, once again, the cold showers, using semen retention to regulate urges, is the same thing as the urges that you get on semen retention. And one of the best things to do is to take a cold shower, and that regulates, your brain system, but also your emotional state. All right, this has a lot to do with your emotions. What you first start doing is you start that deep breathing shit. The water's hitting you, it shocks your body, it shocks your mind, and then you start deep breathing. And deep breathing, mixed in with meditation and the yoga and stuff like that, it all correlates and it's all connected together. So, yeah, getting that cold shower or washing your face with cold water, it gives you to breathe deeply. It gives you that airflow through your body to help raise that energy up and control. And your heartbeat. Your heartbeat is a frequency too. It's beating at a certain pace. It's vibrating in your body. You dig what I'm saying? So that's energy too. And as you start to breathe and you're regulating your breath and you're regulating your emotional state at that same time, your heartbeat is, going at a certain pace, and this is generating your body. So understand that these organs in your body, your lungs and all that other stuff, have to be somewhat in tip-top shape. Like I said, I'm a smoker. Not cigarettes or anything like that, marijuana, but these outside things that we indulge in, right? They have an effect on our system, regardless of how much you do it, how frequently you do it, or if it's just occasional. I'm an occasional smoker, so it's not every day. But I know, and I have sense enough to know when it's time to stop and fast from it, and also my tolerance and how often I do it. I cut back a lot when I say, I'm done with certain stuff. But I know that when I do indulge, those are urges that I'm feeding, when I want to do it. And, that shows signs of blockages also. Or, something there that's trying to sneak back in. So I have to be aware and be mindful of the things that I do, even for myself. Like I said, once again, occasionally I drink too. That could be a blockage. Anytime you put toxins in your body, it can block you up. So it's important that we regulate our bodies the best that we can. We're not perfect. That's why I'm telling you, some of the things that I deal with and how I can see that it can be a problem. And I'm not at my purest form. I'm not at my peak form. Now, this has been the longest I've gone on my semen retention journey, and still having, dibbling back and forth with these things. But I know for myself that I can do better. And I know you boys can look at areas in your life where you can do better. And that's why I wanted to get back into raising my chakras, cleansing myself. Another way to cleanse yourself is apple cider vinegar. Take a couple shots, drink a lot of water behind it. And, that flushes out your system as well. There's other things you can do as far as dieting, making sure that you're eating the right foods on this journey. Because once again, man, your human body is your vessel. This is the avatar that you're in to, operate in this realm. So, take care of your body, and then everything else will start to work. Not on its own, you still have to do the work, but, you'll feel your energy change. You'll be able to energy shift. You'll be able to tap in with yourself more on the semen retention journey when you, or if you want to, raise kundalini. And this, starts from your chakra system. So with that, my boys, I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Hope y'all can take this information, apply it to yourselves, man. As always, with love and peace.